everybody. Today I have AILET Air One with me, and we are so proud that she is Diya Agrawal sitting right opposite me. And I have so much to discuss with her. First of all, before I talk to her, let me, calm and compose myself because I'm really excited. How excited are you, Diya, and how was your last night when the results came?
I'm thrilled. I'm super thrilled. This was not something I expected because after the paper, I knew it went well, but just how well I got to know yesterday. And it was a tough paper. There was competition. A lot of people found the paper really good. And yeah, it's a fantastic surprise.
Great, great, great. Can you tell me now that, for someone who might wish to learn from your journey, what do you suggest? How to prepare for a paper like AILET in a very, very quick manner? And how many sections do usually come? Is it a speed test? Is it an accuracy test? What kind of a paper is it?
So, as such, any paper is a balance between accuracy and speed. Of course, you cannot finish half an hour in advance and you cannot get all 150 questions correct. But to strike that balance, you definitely need practice, a lot of practice, I would say. And one thing that will always help you in law entrance exams is a good reading habit from the beginning. So, in my case, I've been reading since I was very small. I've been reading any kind of material I get. I'm interested in newspapers, magazines, books, novels, fiction, non-fiction, anything I can lay my hands on. And though it was not a conscious decision to read, it's something that I've realized has really helped me throughout the journey and with AILET and other law entrance exams too.
Okay, right. And what about different sections that come in? Is there anything specific that you did for cons or maybe GK or something like that?
So AILET as such, from the website, what they say is you have three sections: English, GK, and logical.
Yes.
Now, logical is the most versatile section in my opinion. And another thing is the way these sections are structured is never the same. So anyone who solved these past year's papers would have seen that the structure of these two papers in particular is very different, even though they have the same basic idea of three sections: English, GK, and logical. Now, what what the difference was is mainly in the logical section in terms of the 2022 paper being similar to this year's paper a lot. Now, this year's logical section, I would say, was very diverse. It had questions based on syllogisms, questions based on legal principles, assumption, inference, sequences, a little bit of math. And the fact that they were all spaced out they were spaced out very evenly. It was not like, okay, the first section has this, the second section has this. And the fact that they were all so different is what is both, it helps you in scoring because you can pick out your strengths, as well as it can also result in a negative marking because you may not be good at everything. Now, what really helped me this year was the fact that I had solved these past year's papers as mocks 1 week before the test. And the credit for this really goes to my dad. He insisted I solve all past 5 years papers, no matter how weird they may seem, because the pattern has changed over the years. And it really helped me be prepared for anything because all of these papers, all five of them were very different. And I could not say that, okay, this year's paper is going to be just like 2023's paper, which it was not. So solving 2022 and 23 and seeing the difference between them really helped me be prepared for the different kind of pattern that could come in this year's AILET.
Great. So basically, you analyze the trend, and that helped. But that was just what you did in the last 1 week. What about the whole year? Any specific thing that you did? Any mocks that you might have given?
So I had taken mocks from quite a few coachings. I had
Okay.
taken the test series, and
Right.
taking us a diverse range of mocks helped me, enhance the skills that all of them were testing. So generally, one coaching has a certain pattern of mocks, and over time you get used to it. So taking different mocks from different coachings is something I would really suggest. and get the hang of what can come, because they are all very different in terms of their pattern, their questions, their difficulty. So getting certain scores in only one coaching's mock is not representative. The more practice you do, the better you get. So over the past 1 year, I've been taking mocks and as well as doing GK. So GK sources I will cover later, I think.
You can,
But taking
continue.
mocks, okay. So GK as such is something that you have to keep doing. GK is not something you can do in say 6 months and say, okay, I'll study from this portion that I have and I will mug up the whole thing and do it in the paper. That doesn't work. So even in my case, I didn't know everything in GK that came this year. There were 30 questions. And of course, I did not know the correct answer for all 30. But what helped was because I was reading GK also from so many sources and getting a general idea of what's happening in the world, it helped me make an educated guess as to what the answer could be. So that definitely helps push up your score in GK if you don't know the answer. And of course, if you are reading, you will know majority of the answers.
Yes. So basically, if you have not practiced enough, you don't get the knack of even an educated guess. For you, you might be, stuck at out of four, two options. And out of two, coming at one is only possible if you've practiced enough, read enough. Because otherwise, how well can you do it? You can't do it at all. Everybody is in a situation wherein they arrive at two, and from two to one, it's difficult. But now, when I talk to you from the conversation we've had so far, I understand you practiced so much that now you were in a position to actually guess, and that too a very confident guess. Very nice. But can you list some sources from which you prepare GK so that the future aspirants can be helped?
So definitely everyone says you have to read newspapers,
Definitely,
which
yes.
you do. And in my case, I didn't read only from one newspaper. So I relied on the Hindu mostly. Every day I would read from cover to cover. I would finish the Hindu, read the editorial. That is very important because it's opinionated, but it also encapsulates everything that's happening into one small column. So that is extremely helpful. Then I also had subscriptions to the Indian Express and Economic Times. So economics is not something I'm extremely interested in, but reading a couple of pages, reading the headlines gives you an idea of what's happening. Again, context. You need context to be able to apply what you have read in any source you use. Then I also used some GK magazines, the ones that you get for IAS preparation. They tend to give you more of static GK. So I used that in the last 1 month, read up, all the posts, positions, important people, awards, those kind of things. And Newscanvass, yes, definitely very helpful because the information is very concise. It's bulleted, so it makes it a lot easier to remember and read. And it's pretty comprehensive. It covers a lot of important topics. Yeah, those were the sources I would suggest and the ones I used for GK.
I believe you're a very well-read person. Students usually, because I've been taking interviews in so many years, students usually have one, two sources. But the more the better. Why not? If you can balance out reading and revising from those, why not? It's also important that one gets time to revise. Otherwise, you'll just be, juggling around the sources. And at the end of the day, if somebody asks you a question, you don't even know from where it is. Rather, if you are a person who likes reading like you, I believe you've been reading since the moment of inception of yours. Because as you said, you like to read magazines, newspapers, except for the economics part, but you still did not let go of it. You tried to even ace that. And that's what the strength of a good student is, because usually you may have a favorite subject and you may end up devoting so much of time on that favorite subject only. But since you said that economics is not your forte, maybe, and not very much liked by you, but still you made it a point that you even read on it because the questions can be asked on it as well. That's so good to hear, and I'm so glad that your family was also your support. You said that your father told you to solve the previous year papers in the last week, which has helped you so much. So God bless everybody who helps students, in the journey, because usually students find it so difficult to find support from here and there. But that those little moments may stay in your hearts and minds forever. And now, what's the journey going to be? Where are you going? Which college?
So right now I haven't decided. The results came out only yesterday.
I know.
So I think
Yes.
I will wait for the first few rounds of counseling, see what my options are,
True.
and then take a call.
But yes, do stay in touch, because it's so good to hear things from a bright student like you. We really wish you all the very best in all the future endeavors that you might take up. And be just this kind of a positive person, and also take care of your health, because I came to know that you weren't keeping well. Do take care of your health. That's the most important, I believe.
Thank you.
Thank you so very much, Dia. That's goodbye from my side, just in order to stay in touch again. Okay. Bye-bye. Take care. I hope this really helped the future aspirants. Dia has been a well-read person, and she has proved that no matter whatever happens, if we really study hard and smart, we can ace the battle of AILET as well. I really wish this was an insightful discussion for Dia, you also. I
Yes.
really wish you all the very best. Thank you so much for joining us. Bye bye. Take care.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Bye bye.